Good morning, everyone. Thank you for watching today. I am Dr. Erin Mayfield, founder and CEO of my new medical practice, Lifestyle Medicine, Wellness, and Recovery. We help people lose weight naturally, feel younger and stronger, and get off of medications. Now, one of the ways that people can lose weight naturally and still eat delicious foods with lots of protein is to focus on whole food, plant-centered eating. We've all experienced holiday eating with meals loaded with fat, salt, and sugar. We created this holiday cooking series to demonstrate cooking some wonderful dishes that you will love and save you from gaining 5 pounds in December. Over the next month, your cooks will be physicians from the EntreMD Business School. We're volunteering to cook in our kitchens and share our delicious favorite plant-based meals. This is going to be a lot of fun, and we hope that you can attend them all. So I'm excited to introduce to you today Dr. Michelle Quirk. She is a pediatrician and incredible athlete who has the passion to make running easy and fun for busy professionals. She started a second business called Mindful Marathon. She's a certified run coach through the Road Runners Club of America and has group running programs, individual coaching, and loves to work with beginners of all ages. She believes that anyone who wants to be a runner can be. She helps people train smarter, build confidence, and experience the joy of running. She's going to share a favorite powerhouse nutrition smoothie with us today, an example of optimum fuel to keep your body running in tip-top shape. She will also share some health tips, so watch to the end. You can contact her through her website, mindful-marathon.com. So here she is. Welcome, Dr. Quirk. We're so excited to have you today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Dr. Erin. It's my pleasure to be here. And this is my first time cooking something in front of an audience. So we'll see.
That's wonderful. I think it is for all of us, and we've been having a ball doing it.
Yeah. It was a challenge to set up the camera, so that you can see everything. So
It looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And your kitchen is spotless.
Oh, thanks. Just this corner that you can see. Okay. So today we're going to be making one of my favorite smoothie recipes. This is kind of my go-to after a run most of the days of the week. And I'm going to call it Coach Michelle's Berry Best Smoothie, but you can substitute in when we talk about the fruits, you can sub in, different fruits and vegetables, what you have on hand. So this is meant to be very quick and easy and use what you have in your refrigerator and your freezer. And it doesn't cost a lot to make, it doesn't take a lot of time, and it's really, really delicious.
It sounds wonderful. We're excited to see.
So let me just go through, I think I'll go through the ingredients, and we'll do that first. And as you can see, I laid everything out very nicely, but I want you to know, I measured it out for the purposes of the class and writing down the recipe, but usually I'm kind of eyeballing it and throwing it in by the handful. So I'll just explain that. So it looks very organized right now. It doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to set it up like that. So the base I'm going to use is a vanilla almond milk that is unsweetened. Mm-hmm. And I'll just show you, I have this from Trader Joe's. And, you can get any kind of nut milk that you like. Maybe you drink soy milk, almond milk, lots of dairy-free options. I like the vanilla flavor adds a little bit to the smoothie, so I like that, but you don't have to. You can use plain if you have that. So let me put that in first. I'll just put it in as we talk about it. I have, speaking of how to make this, you can make it in a blender, or if you have, we have a Ninja over here. So this is like the container that comes with the Ninja, but you can do it in a regular blender. It's fine.
Cool. We have a Ninja too.
Yeah. So I'm going to put in about 10 ounces, give or take. Okay.
Oh.
And then, okay, so then next we have the fruit. So I like to use a nice ripe banana, so a little bit of brown because they're a little sweeter. What you can do, this is a tip, if you have old bananas, you can freeze them. So you peel it and then freeze the fruit in, a little plastic bag or something in the freezer, and you can pull it out as you need it. So I happen to have a fresh one, so we'll put that one in.
Cool. I love doing that too. And that way you don't waste bananas.
Yep,
You can throw them in the freezer and pull them out, put them in your smoothie, and you're
exactly.
ready to go.
Ready to go. Then the fun part with the fruits. So I like to get some bags of frozen fruit from, like, we have a Trader Joe's near us. And
Nice.
what I'm using here in this smoothie is half a cup of frozen blueberries and half a cup of frozen mango chunks.
Wow.
And you can, for the berry, you could sub in strawberries, raspberries. Blackberries tend to be a little sour, but you could try it. I've tried it. For the mango, you could also use peach slices, frozen peaches. Those are really good too. Gives the whole smoothie a different flavor. So
Wow, that sounds wonderful.
So we're gonna put in, let me try not to splash it all over myself. I don't know how the professionals do it. Mango might be easier, let's see. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so that's the fruit. Then we are going to add, I have here a 1/4 cup of old-fashioned rolled oats. And
Oh, yeah.
these are really good, like good source of fiber, got some protein in there. It gives, I don't know how to describe it, like a little bit of like a grittiness to the smoothie, like a little texture, very yummy.
Yeah, like a little crunch, kind of.
And a little crunch, yeah. I don't scoop out like a 1/4 cup, like I kind of just do a handful, okay? But it's roughly a 1/4. We're gonna throw those in. And then we have the yogurt. This is a half a cup of dairy-free yogurt, your choice. It's plain. You could try a vanilla flavor, vanilla. If you mix and match, you could use a plain almond milk and vanilla flavored yogurt kind of thing, just to get that vanilla flavor in there. And you can also play with this too. You'll see what the texture is after I blend it. If you prefer a creamier smoothie, you can do a little more yogurt, a little less milk. If you prefer, like a more watery type of smoothie, you can do a little more, to fix the ratio of the milk to the yogurt. So those are just some tips there.
That's a great tip.
Then I have a tablespoon of peanut butter. You can use any kind of nut butter that you like. If you have a peanut allergy, obviously don't use the peanut butter. And you can also play with this. I usually do a tablespoon. My husband probably puts about 2 tablespoons. I think a tablespoon really gives a nice flavor to the smoothie, and it's filling, good source of fat, good source of protein in there. So it's a little hard to get out, so I use a little knife here. And again, I'm usually just scooping this right out of the peanut butter jar. I take the knife and I scoop about that much and throw it in, but I measured it to try to be a little more exact for everyone.
I know once people start making these, they'll get a feel for it really quickly as to what they like and what ratios they want to put in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the last one, so I'm going to add some baby spinach. This is probably, I don't know, I kind of squished it down there. So maybe like a cup. 3/4 cup or a cup of baby spinach. And let me just say a word about that. I was a little nervous to add greens to a smoothie when I started drinking these, because I thought, like, I don't know, it's going to taste like a vegetable. I don't know. But really and truly, you could play with it. Start with like a half a cup of spinach and put it in there and see. It doesn't even turn it green. Like a half a cup of spinach in this whole thing, it won't even turn it green. You won't notice. It might be a little green now with a cup. We'll see what it looks like, but you really can't taste it in there. I would say if you use something like kale, if you use a cup of kale, I can catch that flavor and I don't mind it. But just so you know, like if you're trying to sub in different vegetables, spinach is hidden very well, so you can sneak in a nice serving of vegetable in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, and the greens in the morning are great for you. And Dr. Greger talks about how he loves to eat his beans and greens in the morning.
Okay, so I think that's it. So see, look, it filled up the whole thing.
Wow.
Right? It's beautiful. Then
it is beautiful. There's so much, everything in there is just so wonderful.
I'm going to close this. Now I'm going to put this in the Ninja. And I'm going to put us on mute while it does its thing because it's really loud. Okay. Hold on 1 minute. Let me get it queued up.
Dr. Quirk has some special messages for us while the smoothie is in the Ninja.
Okay.
There you go.
Let me mute myself.
Roses are red. Puppies are cute. The Ninja is loud, so I'm on mute. That's cute. Oh, it's a joke. Why did the orange lose the race? She ran out of juice. That's cute. What do runners do as a brain workout? They jog their memory. Oh, I love that. These are true runners' jokes. Why did the snowman have to give up running? He just couldn't warm up. That's the best. I love those. Thank you. Got it.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you for reading
those. Those are so cute.
So here you go. So you can see like It has maybe a touch. It's more like blue than it is green. So even with all that spinach, it didn't really turn it a color. If that color turns you off, I know that can turn some people off. So start slow, add like half a cup of spinach.
Well, you know, my husband loves his spinach and peanut butter in his smoothies. It's so amazing how the two of you are both Libras and you both do smoothies the same way.
Very good.
With the fruit, the banana, the almond milk.
It's really good. And sometimes I've made it without the peanut butter, but I have to tell you, like the peanut butter makes it. It's so good.
It is good. Oh yeah, he just loves it.
I'll finish this after we're done talking. So
when you do heavy workouts and you run, you've got to have that extra nutrition.
Yeah. And I would say, so I usually run, I'm an exerciser in the morning. And so I'm usually drinking these as my breakfast and my post run refuel, but there's nothing that says you can't have it before you go. Just make sure you have a little bit of time to digest, and you may have to practice with this because some people can get an upset stomach if you try to eat and then go out and run. So just experiment with it. But mine, I really enjoy it after, and it keeps me full until lunchtime. Like, as you can see, like there's a lot of great stuff in there. So it's really, really good. But yeah, I'm trying to think any other tips I have, but yeah, the big key is use what you have, and you can play around with the different ratios and kind of experiment and see what you come up with. But it's very, very changeable, very adaptable, and you can make it seasonal. You know, if you don't have berries on hand, you can, like right now, we're kind of more in the winter season. You could always try an orange, maybe.
Oh, absolutely.
Oranges are good in there too. Yep.
Wonderful. I know, I love that unsweetened almond milk because it's only 30 calories per glass.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and there's no sugar in it, no artificial sweeteners. And so you have a lot of liberty in drinking 30 calorie per glass milk, and then you get plenty of your RDA for calcium too at the same time.
Yeah. And I will say too about sweetness, if you don't find this is sweet enough, so that banana was pretty ripe for me. In the past, I have put in a little bit of honey, maybe like a teaspoon of honey if you really are missing sweetness, but try it without first. And again, like see how it tastes to you, because it might be sweet enough with all of the fruit in there. I'm not missing any extra sugar.
Oh, me too. And I've learned in switching to plant-based eating is that my taste buds have changed.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden that refined sugar, it almost feels like taking a whole spoonful of refined sugar when I eat something with refined sugar in it.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate natural sweetness so much better now that I've stayed away from that. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
So we want to hear about your training courses. Tell us how you work with people and how they decide whether or not to come into a group course or a one-on-one. It just all sounds fascinating.
Yeah. So I have group coaching programs primarily for beginner runners. So if you are a newer runner, or if you're a runner who hasn't run in a long time and you're thinking, you might want to get back into it, I know there can be a lot of barriers to that. And so we're all about starting where you are, wherever that is, even if it's from the couch, it's okay. And we start slow, we start low, we go slow, and kind of work where you're at in terms of current fitness. And I offer one-on-one coaching as well. And I'm open for a few new one-on-one clients. But in the new year, there's going to be a 12-week beginner program. So I'm really looking forward to that.
That is fantastic. And how many people do you accept into your course at a time?
Oh, I'm going to say probably no more than 20. So it'll be on the smaller side. Yeah.
Small group.
Yeah, a small group. Yep.
Yeah, so if people are thinking about it, they need to jump in there and sign up and not wait.
Yeah. And they can, if it's not live yet by the time you are seeing this video, just go to my website and check it out over there. But there is a way to sign up to get on the email list so that you can be the first to hear about it if the landing page is not yet up for the course. So head on over there and check it out.
Oh, that's wonderful. And so I'd love to hear a little bit more about your mom and your mother-in-law and how you've helped them get into running.
Yeah. So my mom and my dad were very active. Okay. Walkers. I always remember them doing lots of walks. My dad and I used to go on lots of bike rides when I was a kid. So they're very active people. And my mom has remained very active, and now she's in her 70s.
Wow.
And so this is going back now, probably the middle of 2015 or so. I had always wanted to run one of the Disney races. And so I signed up for the half marathon in January of 2016, and I got my mom and my mother-in-law to sign up for it along with me.
Oh, wonderful. That is fantastic.
So that was all of our, all of us completed our first half marathon together.
Oh, that's exciting.
Which was really fun. Yeah. And so my mom has gone on to do quite a lot more races. She sort of caught the running bug, as it were. Yep. And, and the name of the game really is like run, walk, and doing what you're able to do. So she's a very brisk walker. Like her walk pace may be someone's run pace, honestly. But yeah, it's she's doing well with that, and it's keeping her injury free. So the fact that, there's a lot of people who think like, oh, I'm a certain age, I can't be a runner anymore, or I'm a certain age, I can't, be as active of a person. But I would say they are great examples to show that is not true, as are you.
Yes, it is true. And as you know, one of my passions is to get more people in the gym with my hair color.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, because we're just getting going. I mean, you can't just be 64, 65 and say, oh, well, I can't do this anymore. Well, absolutely you can. And not only can you do it, but it's fun. It's so much fun to work out with young people. And it inspires me. And then it sparks that competition, deep in my heart, where I can puff out my chest and say, I can do this like them. And I might not really be able to do it like them, but it forces me to work harder, and I have more fun doing it.
Yeah.
So
And
we can't let age define us.
That's right. And I think I look to older adults and I think, okay, like they're doing it. I don't have any excuses,
Well, you're very kind. That's how we look at you. You're our inspiration. And it's wonderful. I love the idea of working with a physician, because you understand where those hidden places are that you could be injured. If we're not familiar with how to get started or what it's like to be a beginner, we don't know where we could be injured, but and you help us learn about that and prevent that as we're starting our program with you.
Yeah. I think that's probably one of the most common pitfalls of beginners. Like we try to We say, okay, we're going to go out for a run, and we go from the couch and then we try to run a 5K or go 3 miles, and we struggle or get injured or it hurts too much. So we don't want to get back out there. So we just have to really be patient with ourselves. And I know we're not, we're not used to doing that. And having things take some time to really get into a routine and to be able to get consistent and make a habit. It does take some time, but it's well worth the effort. And then you get to a place where the exercise gives you lots of energy and better sleep, and all of the benefits that you talk about all of the time in your practice, Dr. Erin.
Yes, it is. It's wonderful. And now, didn't you do a segment a little bit ago about buying the correct shoes and how that can, if you have the wrong shoes, that can really thwart your efforts?
Yeah, this is probably the most common question I get asked, actually, is what kind of
Really?
running sneakers should I get? I think people get bogged down by all the choices. Like, they think they want to go out for a run and they need the appropriate sneaker, but then they get lost in the choices and then never get outside. So what I can offer there, the best advice I could give is really to go to your local running store if you have one. They are the sneaker experts. And so I like to say my favorite sneaker and what works on my body and for me and with my history of certain injuries is not the same shoe that will work for you and be best for you. And there are obviously many brands and types within the brand. So going to the running store, they are wonderful, very knowledgeable. I know a lot of beginners have hangups about that, like going into the store, thinking like maybe I'm not a real runner, or I just do a little bit of jogging here and there, just on the weekend, I do run walk, but they really want to help you and get you, hooked on the sport so that you keep coming back there to get shoes from them. So they'll be very nice. They'll help you. They might look at your gait and your stride on the treadmill. And it's fine if you're in a place where you're walking, that's fine. You walk on the treadmill so they can have a look and see where you're putting your weight on each of your legs and everything. But that's the best advice I can give is go to the running store. Don't be afraid to go and invest in a good pair of shoes.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's wonderful advice. I'm fortunate that was my experience also after I bought the wrong pair of shoes when I started running and ended up with 2 big bruises under my big toenails.
Oh,
so
dear.
I learned the hard way. But yes, they're very knowledgeable and they love to help beginners. And I'm with you. We don't need to be bashful about getting started with these things. We need to give it a try and go for it. Just go for it, because you feel so much better after you get going.
100%.
Yeah. And it's so exciting to have someone like you that they can tap into and work with and learn the correct way to do these things so that they don't get injured.
Yeah. There's lots of different common questions from runners, I would say, on my YouTube channel. So if you have more questions, maybe head over there. It's youtube.com and the /mindful marathon. So check that out if you have other questions.
Oh, I bet you have lots of great content on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, and lots of great conversations. There's a series called Mindful Marathon Conversations with a lot of other physicians in the wellness space as well.
Perfect. Oh, well, we can't wait to check it out. So you've got your website, YouTube. Are you on Instagram also?
Yep. Instagram is @mindful.marathon.
Okay, perfect. And that's how people can get in touch with you. And then are you able to work with people all over the country?
Yeah. Yep. Everything is remote. I don't actually have any in-person groups at this time. If you are local to the Philadelphia area and you are interested in some in-person options, just shoot me an email and we can discuss it. But most of the rest of the coaching is all remote over Zoom and spreadsheets and things like that.
Oh, that is fantastic. And you have tons of resources for people.
Yes.
To help them with their course.
Happy to help get you started.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, we loved your smoothie and can't wait to hear about more of your powerhouse recipes on a future class. And thank you so much for coming on with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And I am going to, I think that was a success. You can tell me later, but I'll have to think of another recipe for us.
We'll do another one. Thanks so much, Dr. Quirk.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good holiday.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.